Alright, so let's take a look at our design codes. This is the first slide. We see a reference to the School of PE's Civil Engineering Reference Manual. So you'll see these sprinkled throughout the notes. This is a good chance to look up some more additional information on a topic if it didn't quite come through in those few bullet points on the slide. So as we go through, and kind of keep those in mind, these are the section numbers, not necessarily page numbers. So our design methods and codes, as I mentioned, are based on our structural steel and reinforced concrete design. We have two. The first one, known as our Allowable Strength Design, or ASD, is the older of the two design philosophies, and it limits our stress to a fraction of our allowable. We only see this in the steel manual. It's also known as the allowable stress design, as opposed to strength or working stress. And it's a very quick and easy method in the exam, mainly on the loading side, as we'll see as we go through the week. Only shown in the steel manual, which means if you get a question related to reinforced concrete, you cannot use ASD. You only have one option, which is strength design, load, and resistance factor design, LRFD. It's the newer of the two design philosophies, and it's based on a statistical analysis of load and resistance. We assume both of those have a normal distribution, and where they overlap would represent failure. So as long as we separate them enough, the chances of that are very low. So our reinforced concrete design, that was 2014. So someone mentioned that about the latest codes in the chat window previously. So that's the one I would look for. That was a big change going from the 11 to the 14. They reoriented quite a few of the chapters, added in a couple things that were previously in appendices. So quite a different look to the 14th edition. Now the steel manual also has LRFD. So you might say, well, what gives? The steel manual has both. So what happens if I get a question on steel? Basically, you have the option which one you would like to use to solve it. So if you get a numerical question and it says, calculate the flexural strength of this beam, ASD, on the adjacent page it will say, calculate the flexural strength of this beam using LRFD. Numerically, they may be different. For the two methods, what will be the same is the answer that you color in for your bubble. So it's answer A for ASD, it's answer A for LRFD, even if the numbers are a little bit off.